Hi, this is Claudio Marty of IamTheFaceOfTruth.com. I am posting this video on my personal Google page or YouTube page, and this has to do with slander and slander about me. You know, and I never thought in a million years that I would have an ongoing slander campaign about me. But you know, I'm going to tell you a story really quick. I swear to God, I'm going to do the best I can. I woke up in 2011. I joined Facebook groups. I got into, I friended other so-called advocates and went down the rabbit hole. Checked out, every theory that, out there that exists. Saw Richard Gage on PBS, in a YouTube video. I was very impressed. And I wanted to know more about him. I did a Google search on him and just typed his name on Google. And so I saw a whole bunch of things. Of course, architects and engineers, was there. I left that tab open. I opened up the tab so I can keep it open because I really wanted to know, as much as I possibly could on this guy, this Richard Gage. And so then I kept, going down. And then I saw something about him being, he was I forgot exactly what it was said, but it wasn't painting him in a good light. So I clicked on that, and I started reading about that. It's funny how I gravitated to some negative thing, right? We have been trained to do that, by the way. We've been trained to look for the gossip first. It sucks. But anyway, I was surprised. I was surprised that this guy that I obviously admired, and I wanted to know more about, and I just saw some crap said about him, and that he was a government agent and all kinds of things like that, and then, but the more that I read, and then the more that I discovered about the person who authored, that post. Because I think it was in a blog or something like that, and I discovered that this was a no planes guy, and I was still looking into the no planes thing. Like I said, I was a sponge, for everything regarding, anything regarding 9/11, what happened that day. So anyway, and so that was my first encounter with somebody being slandered, and that was Richard Gage, out of all people, and. Then I checked out Susan Lindau, and I saw a video on one of the groups about her, and you guys, I don't know, it must have at least 1 million hits or 2 million hits. I mean, everybody's seen it, and I think she was in a university and she's speaking, and she's a whistleblower, and so I did a Google search. Stupid me. I clicked her, typed in her name. and I saw her name in Wikipedia, So I said, oh, wow, that looks really, really good and very informative. All these little details about her, when she was born and all this other stuff. So I clicked on that. And so Wikipedia painted her like some crazy woman, a mental case. And she was locked up because she was sick in the head. So I'm like, this is contrary to what I have been exposing myself, about her. And I friended her, Susan Lindau, and then I don't know if it was private or in public, in a public post, because she allows people to post on her Facebook page, and so I'm not sure, but I asked her if I said, they say this according to Wikipedia, you are nuts. I didn't say it like that, but more or less. That's what I said. And then she responded, and I was like, whoa, that was like the, first time she ever, I was like, wow, this major advocate, responded to me. I was so blown away, I was like a little kid. Anyway, so, and she explained, listen, I am a whistleblower. Of course, the cabal doesn't want to get caught. She didn't say it like that, but more or less, that's what she was saying. That the bad guys don't, that of course they're going to make me look like a nut because they have to discredit me. And then, and then the same thing. Then Christopher Bolin. After a while, then I discovered Christopher Bolin through our good friend Kevin Brandt. And Christopher Bolin, same thing. Stupid me. I type his name in Google, and I see all of these things about Christopher Boland. And one of the articles, on sometimes they'll have a thumbnail in your search, and it had Christopher Boland with a swastika on his forehead, like Inglourious Bastards, what they did to Nazis, carving, the swastika sign on the forehead, to mark him for life. And I started reading a little bit of that, and then eventually I got to Christopher Boland. Once we presented this campaign, which I'm kind of like speeding up, my story, but I asked him, and he says, of course they're going to come after me. That's the bad guys don't want to get caught. The same thing, and anyway, but I launched this campaign in many groups. One of them was in Ken Doc's group. It was, he had like 30,000 members, not all active. He had 30,000 members because he was like the first guy who created a Facebook group that had to do with 9/11. So, anybody that looked up 9/11, they saw that group, they just joined it. They weren't 30,000 people that were active, okay? It's just a number. I learned that later. Anyway, I'm a marketing guy. And I started to see other advocates, like with 9/11 T-shirts on their profile pictures. And Nicholas was holding a sign, Nicholas DaVincio. And Ken Hewlett, he had that, his beautiful face, big smile, and he had his 9/11 T-shirt on, his white one. I remember his red in it. I forgot what it says, but I'll look it up. Maybe I'll post it in this video. Anyway, Kathy Rogers, she's the one that has 9/11 on her jacket. Really cool jacket, by the way. She's a very beautiful woman, and she's looking back, it was in the street. And it said 9/11, look it up, and it had the websites, on it and so on. I says, wow, I says, those pictures impressed the living daylights out of me. And I'm a marketing guy. I've been doing marketing for over 20 years. And I've been marketing, actually, since I was a kid. Because I used to have my own little window washing business. So I used to market it, I used to make my little flyers and put it on the doors and stuff, and that's how I got the word out there that I existed, my little window washing business. Anyway, but professionally, as a grown-up, I've been doing marketing online for over 20 years, and real good at it, because I made a lot of money. You make a lot of money, that tells you're pretty good, right? And I help people make a lot of money, and I love helping people make money. And then I used to get a commission. It was a perfect marriage. You're helping people, and then you get rewarded for doing so. It was beautiful. That's how I like to do business. Anyway, and I think all businesses should be that way. Let me go back to, so then I started this campaign based on, that concept of some, instead of the posters, because I saw posters in profile pictures all over the place, but, they were invisible compared to the people taking a stand, like Ken Hewlett, Nicholas, Kathy Rogers, Mike Cheeky's wife, and, I forgot, Capaccio, something, I forgot. And she was out there, holding her signs, and, I says, that's what we need to do. We need to, so I tapped into that. Took me over a year making my notes, formulating the campaign, and then I launched it. I approached Ken Doc with that big group, and he introduced me to somebody who came out of the woodwork. That she says, a complete unknown. That's what she calls me in the Slander page. Well, she was a complete unknown. I didn't know who the freak she was. Most people don't know who the hell she is to this day, unless they know about her slandering me. That's her mark in the movement, her slandering me, and taking pictures of notable advocates in the movement, like Richard Gage and so on, because that's more or less, why I kind of like led her in my inner circle regarding the campaign. And then so Ken Doc says she can build a website for us. She's going to do it for free, and she's really good. So I says, okay, but I was warned by others not to trust her, because infiltration was real. But remember, I was brand new. And by the way, the ones that, warned me about her were people from the 60s movement. and so they knew about infiltration. They saw it, real life, and how the man, they come and they have their little agents, and they look like they don't wear badges. They kind of like look cool, and they say exactly what you say, and they hold the signs too, and they attend the meetings, and they sign the petitions, and they do, so you could swear these guys are legit, and and so, but she saw how they infiltrated, the Black Panthers and all kinds of 60s movements, and she was very, very knowledgeable woman. Anyway, so, and she warned me about her, but I didn't pay her no mind, but I kept it in the back of my head. And anyway, so I said, okay, so Ken Doc, it was me, Ken Doc, and this Sherry Roberts, and we're corresponding now, us three, collaborating on this website. So Sherry Roberts, she said the website, she was really into the copywriting stuff, whatever. And we were just brand new. We were just winging everything. And so she was right about that, and she was right about a lot of things, and I kind of respected her for that. But then she was taking over, the concept of the campaign. And, the website had no people on it. No people on it. I was like, wait a minute, this is all about people. This is all about people taking a stand, not buildings taking a stand. We already got that. We need a new paradigm. We need people to take a stand, not a poster, It's always been posters, and it didn't get the job done. But the people, we're in the people business, and people attract people, not buildings. Buildings don't attract people, not at the scope that we need. And so, but she, and then we were having a really hard time. And she started calling me a nobody because I was only in the movement for 2 years, and she's been in the movement since 2001. And she kept calling me a nobody. And I says, the third time, and Ken Doc has witnessed all of this. And I said, it's going to take a nobody to get all the nobodies because you suck at it. Because she lost all respect for me. I mean, all of it. She was, the F-bomb was every other word, and so from the sweet, nice, volunteer, all excited, I can't wait to meet you. I heard your name all over the place. Oh my God, this is the best thing, that the movement has ever seen. She was complimenting the living daylights out of me regarding this campaign. All of a sudden, I was no good. I was a nobody. She was nitpicking everything. By the way, nitpickers never get to their objective. Okay, winners. They always get to their objective because they don't, whatever is an obstacle, you use that to get to your objective. All she kept doing was seeing an obstacle. And she was like creating them. And so after a while, we wanted to fire her. And so Ken Doc, he introduced me to her. So I says, okay, you fire her. She's your friend. Okay? He says, no, I don't want to do it. So, of course, I had, I usually take the brunt of everything because I'm not afraid. So I did it. I said, look, and then before we did it, she was acting so irrational. I said, are you under any type of medication that would alter your behavior? Because she was acting like a friggin' nut. I'm not kidding. Have you crazy? Have you ever confronted freaking like a real friggin' loon? That's what I'm talking about. And, but I says, okay, we got to let you go. The following day, she claimed the campaign as her own. And then I had to deal with that. I'll go to Ken Doc. Ken Doc was zip. And I was like, what's going on? I still have faith in Ken Doc. I still believe that, he was a team player and a good guy and honest and all of that stuff. But I discovered that he was not. He was loyal to her. And, so when she started to slander me, he promoted it. He did not, back off. He didn't stay quiet on the sidelines. No. He was promoting it. I've got the screenshots. And, by the way, I was blocked from all the groups. All the screenshots were sent to me by others, that were still on my side. They knew, like my friend who knew that I was developing this campaign before I introduced it to anyone. And so she was there. She was taking screenshots. She's the one that wrote Architects and Engineers on my behalf because she was afraid that my life was in danger because of the slander was so bad. And she painted me. I'm a good guy. I'm a real good guy. And I'm a man of my word. And I'm all about helping people. I've been this way all my life. I have always been a representative for the good guys. And but she painted me like the devil, that I came here to exploit people, the truth movement, to sell what? T-shirts. The T-shirt thing came up because Ken Doc kept coming to me, and she knows this. Ken Doc knows this. He should. He kept coming to me. People want T-shirts. We should sell T-shirts. And I says, I want nothing to do with that, because that means retail, all of that stuff. And I was already running a business. I gave half my business away so I could have the time to do this campaign, because it takes time. You got to build, you got to build a campaign. You got to deal with a lot of people. Momentum. It keeps getting bigger. You're going to get busy. And so, but he kept coming at me, and she knows this. She knows this. She was part of that, this three-way conversation. She knows it all, and Ken knows it all. And he kept coming, and I says, I want nothing to do with it. I said no like 3 times, but then I started to think about it. I says, wait a minute, because I like collaboration. I love it. That's why I love teamwork, and because you get, you get different ideas and whatever, and you need to evolve, You have to do that in business. You have to do that in order to survive. And so I says, you know what? The T-shirt idea is not a bad idea. If we can get some money, maybe one of us can do this full time, or supplement our income. And I said one of us, because I wasn't really thinking about doing this thing full time. You understand? I wasn't. I was going to do my part time because I was running my business. I had my own little family. Had to make sure that they were okay. So I do my business during the day, and at night, on my free time, I would spend it, being an advocate. That was the plan. That's exactly how I planned it out. So I had no time to be selling anything. I just wanted people to, get these little awareness banners, and with T-shirts, we superimposed on 9/11 on our T-shirts if we didn't own a 9/11 T-shirt, then the Slander page came out. That's when it got really bad. That's when all of these thousands of people that joined us within weeks of this campaign, thousands joined us. They all came, and they all came like I was the bad guy. Not the bad guy, the devil. She made the Slander page where she attacked my age, because I used a younger picture of myself. I only used that one picture because I had a T-shirt on. That's the only reason, but so she said that, I'm pretending to be a younger guy than I am. And then she would post these pictures of me older, but they were on my Facebook page for everybody to see. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but she took everything good about me and completely reversed it. And it was like, I don't like to use the word retarded, but she retarded it. My reality, she just spinned it in such a way, in such a web, and everything about, she even says that I changed my birthday every year, that I change it twice every year. And that was bullcrap. She went all the way back to the beginning of when I built my Facebook page to find out that I had made a mistake regarding my birthday, and I changed it. I don't know how she found that out. I don't know, it says it right there. I guess it does. But she went all the way back. She was looking for dirt and couldn't find anything, so she had to make it up. And she made it all up. And so she attacked my age, she attacked my name, she attacked and of course my intentions and the things that I said. And then, regarding the T-shirt thing, so I said, so when I says, okay, so I offered it to Ken Doc. I says, Ken, if we sell T-shirts, you want to handle it? Would you like to do it? You could do it. Yeah, I didn't want any money. I didn't want anything. What I did say was any proceeds, just enough to pay your bills. If you're going to do this thing full time, just enough to pay your bills. Any proceeds would go to making banners, and we'd give them away. That's exactly what I was saying. My thing was all about getting the truth out there and helping advocates, and with giveaways and stuff like that, if we could. And then I offered it to Sherry. She said no. And then I said, that's the little screenshot she took of me saying, well, okay, I'll do it. I'll sell the T-shirts and whatever. But that's how that happened. But I only did it because it was a good idea. If we sold T-shirts and if we could supplement our income, we could put more time into 9/11 Truth. because we would be paying the bills and we'd be spending more time. I mean, the cabal, the ones that we want to expose, they're all professionals. They get dental plans, stuff like that. We get nothing, so we got to combat these guys. And so as long as we can, make sure we can maintain our household, whatever, we got the truth on our side. We don't need all the money they've got. We just got to make sure we're okay, and we can kick their butts. And but she used that out of context, and she painted this picture that I was all about selling T-shirts, and it was so bad that I read a few lines of her slander page, and I physically got ill. It was that bad. Anyway, fought her and her gang. Had the cops in my house. She gave away all the private information I gave her behind the scenes. Thank goodness I never gave her my address, because she would have put that out there. Because when she did ask for my address, just in case she needs to mail me something, I says, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Thank God that I said that. Thank goodness I wasn't too vulnerable and too naive. And because I remember what my friend said, the 60s movement woman, and I says, I gotta watch my back, and anyway, so she used that out of context, and that slander still exists today. So whenever they want to hurt this campaign, they use that slander, and of course they gotta hurt me. But just like Richard Gage, Susan Lindauer, Christopher Boland, you can name. You'll always find slander about somebody. You'll find slander about Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, freaking Gandhi. I mean, Jesus, anybody. By the way, Jesus was like, some people say, oh, he's a fictional character. I says, well, that's a damn good friggin' story, let me tell you right now. But that story is all about advocacy and getting out of your comfort zone and speaking truth to power. That's all people like us do. Meaning that we start something, we get others involved, it's kicking the booty, and all of a sudden the slander comes, and it just mucks everything up. But that's exactly what happened to me. And I don't know what else I can add to this, but I just had to put it out there. And that's why we don't post, I cannot see one thing of Ken Doc. Not one thing. This guy, as long as there are people in the movement, if you stroke their ego, they do whatever you want. You are the perfect dupe for a real live agent. That's all an agent has to do is stroke your ego, and you become his, I don't want to say the Brooklyn word, but you become his pawn. He will dictate, or she will dictate wherever they want you to go. And since they stroke your ego so much that you're just, like a little puppy dog, you just do exactly what they say. But that's what happened to me. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. I always have been. I have always been a representative for the good guys. I will not stop. And I came here to get a job done. We have a marketing campaign. And so you notice now, the slander, what did it do? It divided me from advocates. See, that's what the intention was, to do that, and then of course you kill the marketing guy, you kill the marketing campaign and any potential that it has. See, like they tried to do with Richard Gage, what they tried to do with Christopher Boland, they tried to do with Susan Lindauer. But the smart ones, see, they know what slander is. They start to check out. But a lot of people, it's unfortunate. It was very traumatic experience for me, because I lost 30 pounds in 30 days fighting off all of those people who believe that slander. It's to tell the truth, right? You say one truth, and there'll be a million lies to destroy that one truth. This is what we're fighting for. That one little thing right there, and this is what we're fighting against. But they do this in every single part of. Every single part of what is good to help us all, reach our goal. They will drown it in lies and distractions and so on. And then they do the divide and conquer thing, right? So now then we come out, we create we create our banners. Then they start to divide and conquer the banners. Oh, it's the banners. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I said, the banners is a tool for the movement. It's a tool. It's like you know, you've got an architect. So let's say the architects are the hammer. Then you've got the lawyers, you know, and the lawyers are the screwdrivers, right? And then you've got the engineers, and they're the drill, you know? And the marketing campaign is basically the toolbox, right? And so, but together, you can build a house, right? So what they're trying to do is that they're trying to make a marketing campaign like this foreign thing. Oh, I don't need to, you know, this is what they do. They do this with everybody. The matrix must always have control, and divide and conquer is what rules the matrix. You understand? It's divide and conquer. It's, you know, you versus me. Not us versus them. They have to make us the enemy. And so you guys got to know that. But anyway, I hope this video clarifies a few things. There'll always be a question. I didn't get into every single detail, you know, about everything, because I'd be here for friggin' hours. And but I did fight them off with just maybe a couple of people that knew me. See, knowledge is power. And all I had was the truth. That's all I had. And there's a lot of infiltrators in this movement, by the way, because I was confiding in these people. I didn't know I didn't know who an agent was. There were agents that tried to, actually, they did. Actually, it worked. When I was fighting for my case, when I finally got the attention of architects and engineers, I confronted a real-life agent. And, you know, I mean, this guy really. So if Sherry Roberts is a potential agent, or just plain old crazy, and by the way, that Slander page, and Richard Gage asked her a few times to take it down. She will not. It's all based on lies and on hurting this, you know, a human being that has a family. She put me in danger. She even laughed about putting me in danger in one of the groups. I also have a screenshot about that too, because my friends, some of my friends that knew me well, that are my friends, real life friends, you know, they took screenshots because I was blocked from all the groups. I couldn't even defend myself. With all that slander going on. And she's laughing about somebody should smoke Claudio. LOL. Every time I see that LOL, I kind of cringe. You know, somebody should smoke Claudio, LOL. Anyway, but I went through hell for this, you know, for us. And I'm still here. And so why? Because there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You got the truth. It's our number one weapon. It's extremely powerful. But they have to make sure that the truth is muddled. It's drowned out by crap. And they have to do that divide and conquer. If we do not market 9/11 Truth, we're going to fail. And humanity is going to pay the price. Those of you who have not bannered up because you fall for the slander, or you know, you're influenced by others that don't have banners, that don't want them and don't need them, you got to be real careful with who those people really are and what their intentions are. Maybe they don't believe we can get to 9/11 Truth. Maybe they don't want us to get to 9/11 Truth. But we can get to 9/11 Truth. Marketing does work. This little banner campaign was designed to succeed. You understand? I'll never take my banner down. There's a whole bunch of us that will never take that banner down until we get to 9/11 Truth. You know, because that is marketing. It is marketing. You. If they market lies, you can market truth. Okay? And we need to market truth desperately. And anyway, but this is my little video. And it's going on my personal page. I'm not going to put it on our official, YouTube channel. It's not going to go onto our official, you know, I Am the Face of Truth YouTube channel, because it's like just a personal thing. So I'm going to load this up on my YouTube channel. And I'm not going to edit it, nothing. And I'm just going to, well, maybe I'll put I'm going to do a little video editing just to put a little meme or something. I like that little TV screen that I'm in there. You know, I get a kick out of that. Because if somebody sees the video, you know, like a little kid, well, the guy on TV said, you know, and it's like I kind of get a kick out of that. But anyway, you know, check out what our marketing campaign is all about. It's simple. Simple can defeat complicated. Just ignore the complicated. Focus on the simple, and watch us kick some butt. Okay? The matrix complicates everything simple. Why? Because simple kicks the booty. Okay? Just like the truth. So you combine the truth with simple, we're going to get the job done. Simple as that. Okay? So banner the frig up already. All right, and thank you.